Okay, so now this lesson is going to get a bit technical. What we're going to do is take a look at how do you add additional features to your rig after you have completed setting it up. So what we want to do is add an additional feature to our leg IK rig system where we want to give the user the ability to point the knee independently from the rotation of the foot IK bone. So the way we have it set up right now is that wherever we point the foot using the foot IK bone, that's where the knee ends up pointing. The reason for this is because our knee touch bone is the child of the foot IK bone. So wherever the knee touch bone goes, that's where the knee ends up pointing. So what we're going to do is basically create a new bone, make it the parent of our knee touch bone, and make that new bone copy the location, scale, and transforms of our foot IK. Then using drivers, we're going to basically make that as a feature that you can turn on or off. So to do this, go ahead and click on the armature and make sure that you are in a pose mode, and over here we're going to change this to median point. Now here on the data tab, make sure that the names is enabled and you have the touch bone layer selected. Now go ahead and switch to edit mode. Over here you want to make sure that the x-axis mirror feature is off. The reason for this is because we have to do this in steps, because we're going to be dealing with stretch bones. You can't actually just delete out bones where stretch bones are depending on them, otherwise we have to set everything up again. So what I want you to do is go ahead and press the 3 key and zoom in pretty close to this area over here. What we're going to do is basically create a new bone and align it to the y-axis. So go ahead and click on a joint. Now when you click on a joint, you need to make sure that the suffix is .l and not .r. Otherwise, when you extrude the bone, it will end up on the other side. Now go ahead and press the E key to extrude out a bone and press the Y key to align it to the y-axis. I'm just going to place it over here. Now this can get a bit confusing, so you want to take your time to do this. Go ahead and zoom in a bit. Here I'm going to make sure that I click on the bone that I just created, right? I can see this because it says .001. Go ahead and press the Y key to sever all the connections. Go to the bone tab and make sure the deform is off. Now here we're first going to name this m dot knee dot pull.p.l and enter. Okay, the reason we're naming it with the P is because this bone is going to become the parent of our knee touch bones. Now, after you create this bone, because we're dealing with stretch bones, what we want to do is do the middle mouse button and actually do the symmetry function to make the other bone appear on the other side. Just do the W key and do symmetry. Now we have both bones on both sides. Now we have to make sure that the x-axis mirror feature is on. Okay. Now what you want to do is basically change the parents. So go ahead and click on the knee.touch.pull.ik.l. Now here you're going to have to actually zoom in and pay close attention to which bone you're selecting. Press the shift key down and click on this bone that we just created. m.knee.pull.p.l. Okay, I'm going to do Control P and do keep offset. Now here you want to zoom out and you can see that we get the relationship lines established for both bones. So now when we switch to pose mode, you can see that the lines are still stretching. Now go ahead and click on the foot.touch.ik.l and turn on the IK. Go ahead and click on this one and turn on the IK. Now go ahead and go back to the foot.touch.ik.l and press the 3 key. Go ahead and zoom out a bit. Now here when we press the G key, nothing's going to happen, right? The knee.touch is not going to move. So here what we have to do is basically tell this new bone now to copy the location, scale, and transforms of this foot.ik.l. Now we can only do this on this side over here. We have to repeat the steps on the other side. So here what I'm going to do is actually go to the data tab. Now you don't have to do this, but here you can actually turn off the shapes because you know which bone you're dealing with, right? This looks a bit more confusing. But here I'll just show you that all you have to do is really click on the foot.touch.ik.l, press the shift key down, and make sure that you click on the m.knee.pole.p.l. Here we're going to do shift control C. We're going to do copy location, copy scale, and of course copy transforms. Let's do this on this bone over here too. Click on this bone, press the shift key down, click on this one, do shift control C, do copy location, copy scale, and copy transforms. Okay, now go ahead and turn the shapes back on. Let's click over here and press the 3 key. Here I'm just going to press the G key. So now you can see that it's working just fine. Now go ahead and press the 1 key. So if we press the R key 2 times, this is how we had it working before, right? Now let's go ahead and zoom in over here, click on this new bone, go to the bone constraints, and actually collapse all these. Now of course if we turn this feature off, now this gives us the ability to click on the foot touch IK and rotate the foot independently, and we can point the knee anywhere that we want to, right? You're going to find this feature really useful when you're creating really complex animations. Okay, anyways, that's set up. So what we want to do now is basically, here I'm just going to press the A key to select everything, do Alt R and G to reset everything. We need to create or basically set up the drivers. So let's go ahead and click on this bone, go to the bone tab, go to the custom properties, click on add. I'm just going to click on edit, and here I'll just say knee dot L follow foot. I'm going to go ahead and click OK on this one, and actually I'm going to click on edit again and just do Control C to copy this. Okay, now let's go ahead and go to this one and click on add, click on edit, just do Control V, and here we can just change this to .r and click on OK. Okay, that's set up. Now what we need to do is create the drivers. So go ahead and click on this, go to the bone constraints, and over here I'm just going to right click, do add a driver, manually create later. Now go ahead and open this up, go to the graph editor, go to drivers. Now here what we want to do is actually go over here, scroll down, right click, do copy data path. I'm going to go back over here, click this, click over here, open this up, go to drivers, and let's go ahead, and what we want is of course single property, click on armature. Here I'm just going to do average values, just do Control V, do update dependencies. It should take it, which it did. Okay, now we can just come back over here, actually just right click, do copy driver, click on this guy over here, collapse all these, right click, do paste driver. Okay, click on this bone, click over here, and we need to change this. So here we have to zoom out over here, go over here, right click, do copy data path, come back over here, and now we're going to hover our mouse, do Control V. Now make sure that it says .r, which it does. I'm just going to do update dependencies and go ahead and just shut this off. Now let's take a look if this is working. And over here, if we press the R key, it works. If we click over here, press the R key, it works. Okay, now if we click over here and turn this off to 0, turn this off to 0, we should be able to simply rotate the foot independently, right? And that's what we want. So that's all settled. Now here, I'm going to actually press the R key over here. Okay, so let's actually turn these on. We'll just leave this as a default behavior. You can always decide for yourself what you want. I'll press the 1 key, go ahead and press the A key to select everything, do Alt R, G, and S to reset everything, do Shift C to place the 3D cursor. I'm going to go back to the data tab, turn off the names, press the Shift key down, turn off the root button again, just press the A key to select everything, do Control middle mouse button to bring everything over here. Now go under File, do Save As, and let's save this as a rigging lesson 05 e.blend. So I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.